r/AskReddit. What was a common in 1999 but is unusual in 2019? Printouts of MapQuest directions. I kinda miss this one because you needed a navigator. Some Lewis and Clark type shit in your Honda Civic. Using a payphone to call somebody while you weren't at home. Using a payphone to call your landline answering machine to hear if anyone left you a message. That was fancy tech back then. Using a payphone to call your landline answering service to leave a message for your parents so you could say I tried to call to stay out late. Nobody answered. I still remember when I was about 14 breaking up with a girl over a payphone by leaving a message on her home answering machine. So cringy, and what a duck thing to do. Obviously knowing that it would have been her parents that listened to the message. It's actually making me cringe right now thinking about it. And I thought breaking up over text was bad. This is next level. That's like snitching on someone to their parents, but also cringy for the parents having to relay the message. Triple hit. Smoking sections at restaurants. Can you imagine, even on an outside patio, what would happen today if someone lit a cigarette in front of a bunch of people eating? Pitchforks and torches, and they get upset when you ask them to move the torches downwind. Sir, this is a no smoking section. Please extinguish your torches. Bringing liquids in your carry-on luggage without any hassle. Yeah, I brought 3 bottles of wine in my carry-on back from Hawaii flying home from my honeymoon in July 2001. You used to be able to waltz right up to the departure and arrival gates without a ticket and without ID. There was no security stopping you. You accompanied your loved ones to their departing gate and met them there upon arrival. It was the norm. When I was a child I would fly on my own. I would go on the plane unaccompanied. The pilots would sit me in the cabin while in the air. When my grandmother was inevitably late to come get me, the staff would put me through the carousel, ride me around in the baggage trailers, etc. All exceptionally fun shit for a 6-10-year-old. Rewinding your movies when you were done watching them. Having a machine that does nothing but rewind movies. Walking around with a Discman. Anti-skip or bust baby. Walkman for the win. Better battery life. No worrying about skips. Smaller, more portable. Oh, mixtapes. Win. In 1999, folks would order an item from a catalog over the phone and wait 6-8 weeks for delivery. In 2019, folks aren't even willing to wait 6-8 days for delivery. I take it you've never ordered through AliExpress. I have packages from 3 months ago still in transit. Knowing someone's phone number by heart. I know a few phone numbers by heart. They're important people to me and I memorize them in case of emergency. I can remember every phone number I had from the age of 5 to 25, but I've been married 5 years and still don't have my wife's cell number memorized. Don't worry, I have it memorized for you. I'm going to assume most kids don't have a TV schedule planned out from the time they get home from school until bedtime anymore. I knew what time what shows were on which channel for every day of the week. I'm assuming I'm not the only one who did that. I dumped a guy in high school who would always call during Friends. There was no phone near a TV, and if you missed a show, you missed it until a rerun. My 7th grade algebra teacher would make it a point to never assign homework on the weeknights when new episodes of Gilmore Girls were planned to air. Phone trees. Thanks for not calling me when practice was cancelled, Dibby. On the flip side, sometimes you'd receive 15 phone calls telling you practice was cancelled. Instead you'll get one group message about practice being cancelled followed up by dozens of replies and irrelevant conversations in the group chat for the next 6 hours. AOL free internet disks stuffed into your mailbox. I can remember when AOL was an intranet service like Prodigy and had nothing to do with internet. I'm so old. Dialing collect and then saying hey mum calm from school to avoid the charges. I did this too when I wanted my parents to pick me up from wherever I was at. It went something like mom, pick me up from the mall as fast as I could say it. Sometimes, I would make a second collect call to add more info like can I auja too. I was recently explaining this to my 20-something co-workers who had no idea what a collect call even was. Frosted tips. But they are still cool, right? Asking for a friend. It's the mayor of Flavortown. I love how on Hot Ones, he talks about how mystified he is by how popular memes about him are. Not getting to see movie trailers unless you actually went to a movie and got to see one beforehand. People did that with The Phantom Menace. Now you can just watch a trailer whenever you want. I used to go to AppleCon trailers every couple months to see what was in the works. There was also a site I used to have bookmarked in Netscape that had a timeline of movies being worked on. It was very rudimentary, yet told me what I needed without all of the ads, filler content, and opinions that sites have now. That brief period where the only reason to download QuickTime was to watch movie trailers. Fruit colored all-in-one computers. More like colored all-in-one fruit computers. This person Max. BFBoopCHCKTCHBE. Also known as dial-up. You missed out the bar doing. Being a Bill Cosby fan. Man, my dad has nearly all of Cosby's stuff on LP. He was super unhappy at the turn of events. I grew up listening to that shit on turntable. Oh, how the turntables, indeed. Cameras with film. Some idiots out there still go by antique stores to find old film cameras. Some idiots even have pretty big collections of cameras, lenses and all kinds of accessories. It's me. I'm idiots. Kids leaving going out to play and only announcing they're going when they're already halfway out the door, and then the parent yelling okay, be back for dinner with zero worries that their kid might be out on their own for hours and hours with no way to contact them at all. Edit also just randomly going out to the neighbor's house as a kid, ringing the doorbell and asking if insert friend name here can come out and play. Green falling lines of code. What if I told you the green falling matrix code is just sushi recipes? Landline phone. I still have one and I'm about to sell my house. A young woman I work with asked me if the new owners would have to keep having a landline. XD. Meeting your friends' relatives at the airport gate to greet them. General distrust towards doing things and meeting people online. I mean, some people still tell horror stories, but I'd guess a majority of relationships are started online in 2019. Back in 1999, meeting someone online was weird. And ordering something on the internet wasn't safe. Not having a cell phone as a teen or adult. I'm just old enough to remember when a kid teen with a cell phone was uncool because it meant they had overprotective parents. Only rich kids in my high school had cell phones, which were secret because they were prohibited, and it was absolutely to talk to their parents because no one else had them. Plus, text messages were 10 cents a piece, and that could add up quickly. There was a kid in my high school with a cell phone in 1999-2000 and he got mocked mercilessly. Hey dude. Got some major business deals to close. Hey dude. You selling drugs with that thing, etc. Returning movies. Everyone was happy to go there to get the duckin' thing, but now you've already seen it, and it wasn't that good anyway, and it's out of the way. What a drag that was. A beeper. Doctors still use them. Booking flights through a travel agent. I will never, ever give up my travel agent. She has saved me in so many situations where Expedia would have just said duck you. Pre-9/11 air travel. Are the days when you could get to the airport 30 minutes before your international flight and still make it on time. Those were the days. Shit, as a child, my father and I got called up to the cockpit because it was my B-day. I even got to pretend fly the plane for a minute. I got to do that too. Meet the pilots, and they would give you a little pin on set of pilot's wings. I can remember being 6 years old thinking I was the coolest motherfucker on the plane because I got to meet the captain and was an official junior captain. Elon parties. Split screen. Seeing Britney Spears music videos on MTV, actual music videos on MTV. Finding a newspaper to read while on the toilet. Now your choices are phone or shampoo bottle. CDs and cases that strap to the visor of your car. 6-disc CD changer standard in the dash. People watching the concert instead of filming the thing and taking selfies. For Europeans, knowing the currency exchange rate of your national currency to euro by heart. Picking your Christmas list from the Toys R Us catalog. Sending letters rather than emails. Taking pictures on a disposable camera and picking them up from a store. Feeling ballsy, taking a few risque shots only to find one or two missing when you get them back. Yay, having to wait a couple of days to get your pictures back just to find out you didn't take any worth a shit. I worked for a store where I got to develop the pictures from those disposable cameras. Had to go through each picture to make sure they printed good for the customer. Yes, I saw my share of tits. Chain wallets.